The next thing we're going to talk about, because we have our tortoise, we've got our cage set up, the heating and everything necessary. We're going to talk about the substrate in our enclosure, which is a fancy reptile term for the bedding. There's a couple different kind of beddings that we can use, and we're going to talk about. The two that I generally recommend is going to be either like the Carefresh bedding, okay, or any recycled compressed newspaper bedding. And this is perfectly safe. It's biodegradable. It's digestible if the animal happens to eat some of it. It is a little dusty, and it's not the most natural-looking thing in the world. So as far as the display animal goes, it might not be the best case. And it can be a little pricey sometimes. But it is a good choice, and you can't go wrong with it. Secondly, what I personally use and would recommend would be a large wood chip bedding. You want as big a wood chip as possible. We are looking at something preferably like a Douglas fir bark. You want to stay away from pine. You want to stay away from cedar. Aspen is fine as well, though I don't recommend the shaving type bedding because it does tend to cause a little bit of problems, and it tends to be a lot dustier, and it's not nearly as natural looking. Now, you're not going to hear me say this often, but with a tortoise, there's one bedding I absolutely do not recommend, and that would be any of the cocoa shredded beddings, and that's simply because these have a tendency to get caught in the eyes of the tortoise because of how the eyes are formed and shaped. So personally, I would stay away from this bedding for this particular reptile. It is generally my go-to bedding for most other reptiles, but this guy from this particular we would stay away from.